this lake is brackish. Brackish just means a mixture of fresh water and salt water. But we do have an abundance of wildlife in these waters, including fish, turtles, snakes, birds, all kinds of lizards, even the occasional otter and bunny. But no alligators. If you think you see an alligator, you're a liar because it's a coconut. All of our alligators are located in Alligator Bay, which you can watch them be fed at 3 p.m. And as we go to each island, notice there are no fences or barriers. That's because our primates respect the water as a natural boundary. Coming up first is going to be this big stretch of land on our left-hand side. It is going to be home to a mated pair of Siamang gibbons. The Siamang gibbons, they are native to Southeast Asia and Malaysia, and they are known as lesser apes. Lesser means that they weigh less than 50 pounds. Contrary to your greater apes will be your gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutan, etc. These are going to be lesser apes. We'll see if we can find them.
That is a gorilla. Oh my god.
It is not a gorilla. It is a right now. Now Siamang gibbons, she's kind of scrouched down a little bit. You can't really see the length of her arms, but she has extremely long arms and hands. These two will do a motion called brachiation. It's that hand-over-hand motion of swinging through the treetops or from vine to vine. And they're able to do so with those long arms and hands, but also they have ball and socket joints in their shoulder as well as their wrist. The thing about our shoulders that we can rotate it pretty much every... I'm trying to see if Bunyi is on this island, but he might be on that main island. That's okay. Again, those are Siamang gibbons, lesser apes. Our next island we're going to have is an island of monkeys. And does anyone know the physical characteristic that you can fart? Anybody? Going once?
Opposable thumbs.
No,
Prehensile
not
tails.
thumbs. No, not thumbs.
The tail.
Tails, there it is. Monkeys have tails and apes do not. So father and his two sons. Now they have this black and white fur here right now, but when they're actually born completely white, and then change into this black and white coloring around 6 months of age. The name Colobus in Greek actually means mutilated one. They call them the mutilated ones because it looks like they don't have thumbs. Their first four fingers are their most prominent, and their thumb bone is extremely small. It's more embedded into the palm of their hand. So instead of swinging from branch to branch like our Siamang gibbons, these guys jump and leap from branch to branch. That tail, since they too can go up to 30 miles an hour, it acts like a gigantic rudder. So let's say they turn. Now let's say they're going a little too fast for their liking. I want to slow down a little bit. That tail acts. Now our colobus monkeys here, they have a multi-chambered stomach. Multi-chambered means it's one singular stomach but with multiple chambers in it. Because of this, they can process foliage other primates cannot. Now there's a bunch of other animals that have multi-chambered stomachs, but here at the zoo, our giraffes, they also have a multi-chambered stomach. You can see a cute little face. It's a sleeping colobus monkey. So we got two up in the tree and then one in his little cottage. And he's awake.
Come here.
Now again, these are old world monkeys since they're native to Central Africa. Coming up next, we're going to have new world monkeys coming from Central America and Mexico. Wrapped around. Look in the middle of it. You're going to see some fur. These are going to be 3 black-handed spider monkeys on this island.
I can't see both spider monkeys.
So they're not in the middle of these 3 palm trees, but if you look in the middle, towards the middle, they're just on the other side of those 3 palm trees. April, who's more orange in color, he's the one closest to us. He's our male. We're going to have his mom, Savannah, and his girlfriend, Sprocket. And I want you all to notice their long tails. Spider monkeys, their tails are known as prehensile tails. Prehensile means that they can use that tail like a third hand. They are able to dangle completely suspended by that tail, pick up food with that tail, and balance with that tail. At the end of the tail, they have what's known as a tactile pad, which is around 4 to 5 inches where there's no fur, and each one is different just like a human fingerprint, and it feels like the palm of your hand. System in Central America and Mexico. So the one that just hopped down off the tree, we see her right now, that is Sprocket. She's the smallest of the 3. And then we have Savannah and April. Mama and son, they are right next to each other on that little hill. April is a big mama's boy. Now it's a little bit easier to see on April compared to the other 2 because he is more orange in color. But they got the name black-handed because from the elbows down they're completely black. And they got the name spider monkey. because of those prehensile tails. The first explorers looked up into the trees, and they're very social, so they live in groups of 40 to 50. And they saw them all hanging by that prehensile tail with all 4 of their limbs sprawled out. They look like gigantic spiders. Apparently it was dark out, so they didn't know that it was actually monkeys. It's the movie, and all lemurs come from there. So we're going to go right in front. We're going to have this little channel directly in front, and we're going to have an island on our left and an island on our right once we reach the middle. Hopefully they're out and about, but the island on our left-hand side is going to be home to 3 red ruff lemurs. They might be inside their little wooden cottage, but we're going to go around this left-hand side. After they were born on Cinco de Mayo, the keepers got together and decided to name them Chip, Pico, and Jalapeno. So we're going to have this little wooden cottage to our left-hand side, but they will actually help pollinate the land. And they are considered better pollinators than bees and butterflies. Now lemurs, they're also known as sun worshippers. That's because they do not do well in cold climates. You will see them in there.
Oh, yes! Oh, and they're in the chicken coop. And they're in there.
There we go, right in that little tunnel, and then one inside that cottage. So our red ruff lemurs, Chip, Pico, and Jalapeno. Now again, native to Madagascar, just from the northeast part of the island. Right-hand side, as we're passing, we're going to see some more spider monkeys. This is April. Looks like all 3 of them, April, Savannah, and Sprocket, are off to our right-hand side. Yeah, with those prehensile tails sticking up. Now the next island we're going to see is going to be our left-hand side. On our front left, we're going to have the monkey and 1 ape. Our monkey is the one on that little platform above the mangroves. He is a black-handed spider monkey, just like the other 3 we just saw. And his buddy Gibson is the one in the tree. Keepers put them together, and they've actually become the best of friends. I'll talk about Gibson, the little ape in the tree. It's a little hard to see his face at the angle we're at. Hopefully he'll come on over.